Rome is timeless, but your trip isn't. One wrong turn, a missed ticket, or a fashion misstep could ruin the moment, or worse, get you fined. The Eternal City is full of wonder and hidden rules. From ancient ruins to charming piazzas, this dream destination can become a logistical nightmare, unless you know how to move like a pro. Want to skip the fines, dodge the scams, and still make time for gelato by the fountain? These 18 stress-free travel tips will help you roam Rome without a hitch. Arrange your airport transfer in advance. Whether you're landing at the popular Fiumicino Airport or the smaller Ciampino, don't wing your trip to the city center. A train ride on Leonardo Express is the fastest way out of Fiumicino Airport, while a shuttle bus is the cheapest. Expect to pay €14 for the train and around €6 to €8 for the bus. But here's the catch. If your accommodation is far from Termini, you'll likely need a taxi anyway, and the total cost might exceed that of a direct taxi from the airport. If you're arriving late or staying outside the Termini area, booking a taxi with a flat rate is probably the best bet. You can't take the train from Ciampino, but shuttle bus services are available. Again, buy tickets before you arrive. When you're rested and settled, chances are you'll need a daily or weekly travel pass to get around. But that's not all there is to the city's mass transit system. Validate your public transport tickets. The public transport system in Rome has its fair share of hiccups, but knowing how it works keeps you on the right side of the law. As a first-timer, you have to validate your ticket after buying. When you hop on a bus or tram, insert your ticket into the machine on board. If you're using the metro or train, validate your ticket at the turnstiles before reaching the platform. Not stamping your ticket is as good as having no ticket. If a ticket inspector finds you in the wrong, you could be fined about €100 to €500. Public transit may be helpful, but trust me, Rome is best appreciated on foot. Prepare to walk around. You'll find yourself strolling along cobblestone alleys to unlock the city's magic, soak up the ambience, and discover hidden gems like the Rose Garden overlooking the Circus Maximus. A walk through the ruins and fountains that date back hundreds of years is as charming as you may have imagined. Many iconic attractions like the Trevi Fountain and Pantheon are within walking distance, so you can see them on a good day. If it's your first time in Rome, the Historic Center is the perfect base. It's central and close to major sites. Just wear comfy shoes and hit the streets. Roaming the city may lead you to unexpected detours, but driving is a whole other story. Before we get there, like this video, subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell. Avoid driving in Rome. Driving requires an uncommon level of expertise, what with traffic, potentially aggressive drivers, and limited traffic zones. Leave it to the locals. They know how best to navigate the commotion. Don't rent a car unless you're taking a road trip to the countryside. Even then, you should rent it at the airport or a location as close to the highway as possible. Termini Station is a reasonable pick as a starting point for your drive. It's not chaos-free, but you're at least close to the highway. Already, you can tell getting around Rome takes time and patience. So don't try to see all of it on a single trip because, quite frankly, you can't. Prioritize your must-see sites. With museums, iconic landmarks, restaurants, and over 900 churches, there's no shortage of things to do in Rome. You're spoilt for choice, so focus on those that matter to you. If you try to cram everything into one vacation, it can quickly become overwhelming and you'll feel stressed. Imagine trying to race from one attraction to the next rather than stopping to enjoy them. Create an itinerary, take time to enjoy each place, and leave room for wandering. I bet you'll be back soon to see other spots. If you've managed to figure out your favorite sites, the next step is knowing when to go. Time your trip right. Visit at any time of the year, and the city will always welcome you with open arms. However, timing is everything if you want to beat the crowd. Late spring and early fall are shoulder seasons, offering fewer tourists and sweet deals on flights and accommodation. Rome is typically calmer, but watch out for busy days like the City Marathon, Natale di Roma, and Rome Film Festival. The post-Christmas holiday period is not only quieter, but also more affordable. Explore the ancient sites with shorter lines. You may also be able to secure dining reservations that would have been impossible in the summer. The atmosphere may be muted, but you still wouldn't have Rome all to yourself. The museums and galleries are popular for a reason. Don't leave anything to chance. Buy tickets in advance. Make the most of your sightseeing time by getting your tickets in advance online. It's a simple tip, but you'll understand how important it is when you're allowed to breeze past the long lines at the Vatican museums. Some places like the Borghese Gallery and Castel Sant'Angelo expect you to have an advance ticket, because admission is limited to manage human traffic. By the way, the Roma Pass offers discounted entry to key attractions and includes free access to public transport for 2 or 3 days. Buying your ticket early is only half the battle. The hours you choose to visit matter just as much. Be strategic about when you visit. Rome's biggest draws are typically busier on weekends. Both Romans and tourists are out for enjoyment. The Trevi Fountain has new visiting guidelines. You get free access to the area every day from 9 p.m. About 400 people will be allowed to enter from the central staircase daily between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., except Mondays and Fridays, when admission starts at 12 p.m. to make time for coin collection. Many museums are closed on Mondays, so the Vatican museums are extra crowded. Visit on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Wednesdays afternoons. Better planning affords you a deeper connection to the place, but some places aren't worth your limited time. Give the Spanish Steps a miss. Don't get me wrong, the 135-step monument looks pretty in pictures, but I'm afraid it offers nothing more than aesthetics. It's often overcrowded, and the surrounding area is a tourist trap. Cafes and restaurants may charge you twice as much as in other parts of the city. Don't go out of your way to see it, but if you do go, remember that you can't sit on the steps. Police officers are nearby to levy a hefty fine if you try it. If you've skipped the tourist-heavy area, you want to use your save time wisely. What better way than enjoying an authentic, fairly priced meal? Reserve your table. Here's the deal. You can't walk into a top-rated restaurant without a reservation and hope to get a table. This isn't to say you won't find places that accommodate walk-in customers, but good restaurants fill up days or weeks in advance. It doesn't hurt to book a table at least a few hours before your meal. In fact, it's one of the keys to experiencing the slow and intentional food culture in Rome. When in Rome, you ditch your eating schedule. Adopt the local dinner time. Romans prefer a relatively late start to dinner. By late, I mean 8 p.m., or as far as 10:30 p.m. during the summer. Some restaurants don't open until it's almost dinner time, so don't go there around 6 p.m. and expect to be served. If you find empty seats, it's likely because many people are savoring an important social dining experience. We'll get to this shortly. Embrace the aperitivo ritual. Aperitivo is a pre-dinner tradition, usually between 6 and 8 p.m. It features a light drink and small bites, but aperitivo is more beloved for the chance to catch up with friends after work. You'll find a wide range of options at bars, including Aperol Spritz, Prosecco, and wine paired with olives, chips, and nuts. Use an aperitivo to whet your appetite and people watch before heading to your dinner reservation. In Rome, aperitivo has its time and place, and so does coffee. Understand the coffee etiquette. First things first, cappuccinos are strictly a morning affair, enjoyed with a cornetto for breakfast. There will be raised eyebrows if you order one in the afternoon. Go for the espresso macchiato instead. Plus, locals take their espresso at the bar without sitting. If you want to have your coffee at the table, you'll be charged a service fee and may eventually pay double a typical bill. Let your style shine through. This is one trip where your fashion choices matter. One of the first things you'll notice in Rome is how many people are dapper. If you don't want to stick out as a visitor, care about your appearance and do your best to blend in. No one is saying you should look like you just got off the runway. All you have to do is look sharp and stylish. Still on outfits, did you know many churches have dress codes? Dress modestly in churches. Modesty is expected when entering holy spaces, whether or not you're a practicing Christian. The rule says no bare shoulders, shorts, or miniskirts. If you're wearing a sleeveless top because of the weather, hold a scarf to cover up at the entrance. The churches don't play about their rules, nor does the city administration. Follow the dos and don'ts. Rome is a wildly popular destination that has been on the verge of over-tourism. In 2019, the city introduced some laws to preserve its old architecture and restrain visitors. Walking bare-chested in public, jumping into the fountains, and dragging buggies up historic staircases are illegal. Eating near iconic locations and sitting on the Spanish Steps seems harmless, but could land you a fine. And yes, these rules are actively enforced. Speaking of fines, you need to know how everyday transactions work. Keep some cash at hand. If you're used to mobile money and card payments in your home country, prepare to deal with an economy that isn't completely cashless. Large stores, hotels, and restaurants usually process cards, but cafes, market stalls, taxis, and other small businesses prefer cash. Don't try to pay with a card in the wrong place. Carry a small stash of notes for your daily use. Being money-wise and street-smart is the combination you need. Stay vigilant. The trip of your dreams can become a nightmare in a matter of minutes. You're on holiday, but it's not an excuse to let your guard down. Pickpockets lurk around the touristy areas and want you to fall for their distraction tactics. Walk around confidently, avoid looking flashy, and swing your backpack to the front. Everyone loves a Roman holiday, but the planning can be hectic. If you have any other tried and true tips, feel free to drop it in the comments. See you in the next video.